So I just got back home from seeing Aquaman The Lost Kingdom. And this movie is the final movie in the DCEU. Or call it the Snyderverse, or call it what the hell ever. And here are my thoughts on the movie. Like, months leading up to the release of Aquaman in the Lost Kingdom, there were any trailers at all for it. And my thoughts on it before release was, if there aren't going to be any trailers at all when this movie's only like 4 months away before it comes out, this movie, Aquaman 2, would be absolute shit. And the reviews came out for the movie, and the trailer came out, and the trailer, I don't watch movie trailers, I try to avoid them. And then the reviews came out, and the reviews are pretty negative to mixed. And is this movie to me as bad as what other critics are saying? To me, no. But at the same time, I totally get the negative criticisms of Aquaman The Lost Kingdom. The special effects, the green screen and all that is actually worse than the original Aquaman from 2018, which made $1 billion. The special effects in this movie is worse than the first one from 5 years ago. So that's something that is worse than the original. And the acting, because the movie, that might have something to do with the reshoots from the negative test screenings. That's probably why. And the acting fell off to me. Like, the line deliveries just didn't work. This movie tries to be a brother comedy movie. Like, and this movie's about family, how the family, theme of family in this movie. Like, the plot is Aquaman / Arthur, forgot his last name, hates his job as king. He hates all the politics and all that. And he has a son, he has a kid who's a baby. And he has to balance those two, being king of Atlantis and being a father. And I will admit, the father-son at the beginning of the movie, it felt very cute, very heartwarming to me, seeing Jason Momoa being a dad. That felt heartwarming. And Aquaman, the only reason Aquaman chooses to be king of Atlantis is to prevent Atlantis from invading the surface world. That's Aquaman's reason. The motivation makes sense for Aquaman's character. His motivations make a lot of sense. This movie, it has humor in it. The movie tries to be Thor Ragnarok or something like that. But the humor to me fell flat. Like, it's supposed to be a brother comedy between Aquaman and Ocean Master, who was the villain from the last movie. And the movie has good ideas on paper. Aquaman has to work with the villain from the previous movie, but both have entirely different goals. Like, that sounds like an interesting plot, but I wished it was executed better. Like, I wish the movie was, like, had a rewrite or was longer, because I wish the brother dynamic between Aquaman and Ocean Master, who was the villain from the last movie, was developed more. And it was not. And also the pacing of Aquaman The Lost Kingdom was not good at all. Like, the movie's 2 hours. Like, if the movie was at least 25 minutes longer, it might have a few more scenes to develop the brotherly bond between Aquaman and Ocean Master. Or have another script rewrite. With the green screen effects, special effects, to be honest with you, I thought it would be atrociously awful. Like, atrociously bad effects. But it wasn't. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. But the CGI special effects are still not great at all. There's still some blue screen, green screen that felt very Star Wars Attack of the Clones. That's how bad some of the blue screen effects, like for example, the tropical jungle scene. It felt like Star Wars Attack of the Clones, where it looked like a YouTube poop type video, shitpost video, where a character from another movie is put into another movie. It felt like the Aquaman and Ocean Master, those live Jason Momoa is just chroma keyed in, like the special effects, green screen and all that felt very video game like. That's the thing with a lot of superhero movies, and it makes sense, and it's no surprise there. It's a superhero movie that came out in the 2020s, so that's to be expected. There are also some plot elements and things to me that, like, didn't make any sense to me at all, and it's there for... There's just some plot inconsistencies and all of that. Like, I'm not gonna go spoil it too much, but there's a scene where there's this scientist guy who works for Black Manta, and he wants to join an Aquaman. He's against what Black Manta was doing, because he found out Black Manta was evil and all that, and the scientist character is a good guy, and he wants to see Atlantis. That's his only reason why he wanted to work with Black Manta in the first place. And there's an explosion, and that should kill that scientist. But in the third act, that scientist character was alive, and I'm like, he should be dead. Like, that's kind of like Rise of Skywalker level writing. That's something that would be in a movie like Rise of Skywalker. And in that same scene where that scientist guy was like, I want to join the Atlanteans, I want to come with you, I worked for Black Manta, but I'm only following order. He will kill me if I disobey him. Like, Ocean Master wants him to be wants that scientist to come with them and let him help. And Aquaman, like, no, let's knock him out. And shouldn't those two plans, how to deal with them, be switched? Like, shouldn't Aquaman be the one who, like, yeah, come, and Ocean Master, knock him out. Let's leave, knock him out and kill him. Like, shouldn't those two ideas of solutions, be switched? Like Ocean Master from the last movie was prejudiced towards humans from the surface world and wants to invade the surface world. So, there are some writing inconsistencies, and stuff that don't make sense about the script. But I'm gonna try to keep this review as spoiler-free as possible. Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom, to me, is at least watchable. Like, I did enjoy, like, the scene where Jason Momoa is just raising a baby, and it's cute and adorable seeing a dude that would normally be a biker or someone from Game of Thrones. Well, Jason Momoa is from Game of Thrones, like raising a baby, and it's cute. This movie, like, one of the DCEU leftovers, like, I wished Aquaman 2 was canceled, even though at least this movie was watchable, because this movie's not good at all. It's not very good. Like, if I had to rate it, I'll rank it a 5 or a 4 out of 10. I'll rank it that. And I felt like they should have just used The Flash as the final DCEU movie and just cancel. I wished Aquaman The Lost Kingdom was canceled like Batgirl was. Like those movies cost money to make, and they want to make their money's worth, which was why those movies, the leftovers, were released, and Batgirl was the only out of the DCEU leftovers that was canceled, because Batgirl was the cheapest to make out of all the leftovers. So Batgirl, you're canceled. And Blue Beetle was originally planned to be a Snyderverse movie, but it became a part of James Gunn's universe at the last minute. So that's the final DCEU movie or Snyderverse movie there is, and it's kind of a very meh type of movie. I can at least sit through it. I didn't rage or anything, get really mad or anything like that. I didn't just get the movie end or anything like that. I at least sat through it and watched it. And there is a post-credit scenes too, but it's made for laughs. And what's funny about this is that pretty much most of the theater actually left, because this is the last movie of a cinematic universe, a failed cinematic universe, and what's the point in going to go see it if James Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy director, is just going to reboot everything? At the end, it was still sad that the DCEU failed. It didn't have the same success that the Marvel Cinematic Universe did, because the DCEU struggled from poor management, and they hired people that didn't know what they were doing. There was too much studio interference and all of that, and it's really sad to see the DCEU failed, because that franchise had some good movies like Shazam. I really enjoyed Shazam, and it had good actors like Henry Cavill. And it's really sad to see the DCEU failed. Aquaman 2, The Lost Kingdom, 5 out of 10. If I had to give it a score, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. It's at least watchable to me. This is a Film Buff Gamer Guy, signing out. Have a good one. Goodbye.